Hello, hello. Let me get everybody in here. Good afternoon. Friday in Montreal. I'm actually in Taiwan, so it's actually midnight. And we've got friends from Europe today. Familiar face and a new face for me. So we have Kerstin and we have Maria. Hi, girls.
Hi, Tetsu.
Hello.
All right, so the mics are working. We are live on Facebook on our Facebook page for LangFest and our YouTube. So we're actually live on both platforms at the same time as usual. And we did miss the past 3 weeks. I've been running around. I was in Japan for last week, and then this week I'm in Taiwan with the kids. So it was a bit tough for me to organize the Facebook Live for the past 2 weeks. But now we're back, and we've got two speakers for LangFest 2019. So I'd like to get to know you guys. Well, I know Kerstin relatively well, but I don't know Maria. So first let's talk about you guys, who you are, and your involvement in language specifically.
Well, yeah, I teach Spanish I teach Spanish online. I have been doing that for about 11 years and
11 years.
11 years.
Wow.
Yeah, and basically and I teach online. I organize things on site as well because I want to meet people in person, but yeah, that's what I do.
But I don't think I've seen you on in the like the sort of the polyglot world, I guess, with the polyglot conferences and the polyglot groups that we have online. Is it just me missing you, or?
Yeah, well, I am I am an introvert basically, and I and I have been hiding. So
Okay.
it has been taking my time. I have been observing on the background
All right.
for a
Okay.
while. After a while, I decided just this is my time. I can share things, and that's what I do. So I started to come out from my cave last couple of years.
Okay, but have you been active in I guess participating at the Polyglot conference or Polyglot gathering or LangFest? I know
No,
I don't think I've seen you at LangFest.
no. I no. I
Women in
haven't.
language, though.
I have been that one.
Oh,
Yeah, twice.
oh, there you go. Well,
So I started
Kirsten,
online.
Kirsten, we've had Kirsten at LangFest 2 years ago, so I've known Kirsten for at least 2.5, no, 3 years. But I don't know why, how do you guys know each other? And you guys are teaming up at LangFest this year, so that's an interesting story. So I'd like to know sort of the why before. How
I
do you guys know
don't
each other?
remember how we know
What?
each other. It's been a long time that I've been
All right.
aware of Maria. I don't know, a long time really, because we've both, we've been around in this thing. I know that Maria and I started for a while. We sort of had like monthly. We would have a call every month to just talk about business really, and just sort of go like,
All
well, what
right.
are you up to? What are you up to? That's so helpful to just learn new perspectives, and it's just such a nice thing to be doing, because when you work online, normally no
Okay,
one
so
around you gets, understands half of what you do. So that was really, and it's so inspiring to see somebody who's doing really interesting
nice.
stuff.
So,
So
so
I
it's
knew
not the
Maria was
first time.
interesting, and then I heard the first time I heard her speak really, and learned more about like how she approaches language learning and how she approaches teaching was at Women in Language. And for me, it's incredibly inspiring. So I just think this is an awesome person.
Wow.
Don't
And
know why I'm here really.
what are you talking about? But so would this be like the first time you guys do a joint presentation, joint workshop, sort of this type of
Meet in
collaboration?
person.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah.
And this idea came from Who?
I remember Kerstin mentioned in one of these calls that she liked to do collaborations, and I have been wanting to work with this woman for many years. So I just emailed her, I remember, and I said, hey, can we do something together, whatever? And from there, I think we started talking.
So it was planned before you guys applied to talk at LangFest, because we received your application separately, and I had no idea you had a collaboration
Yeah, we
idea
applied
going.
separately. I didn't know Maria was coming to LangFest. When you're coming from Europe to LangFest, it's always a little bit hard. And if you remember, like, I put in my talk proposal,
Yeah, I think you
and
had
then
2 or 3.
my notification got lost in the emails. So I went about 3 months going, I wonder when they'll tell me, because I should really book my flight. Still haven't booked my flight, so this is going well. But at the same time, I was chatting to Maria about, like, what could we do? What could we do? Could we do a joint event, a joint workshop? We weren't really quite hitting on it. And then at some point, I realized she's coming to LangFest, and I said, well, do you know, I've obviously sent a previous proposal, so that talk, I'm just going to have to do that next year now. But it felt like, hey, here's a chance where we're actually going to be in the same room anyway, or in the same building at least. So what can we do that goes together? And we'd recorded, I'd had her on the podcast, so I'd learned a little bit more about, like, it's sort of, when I talk to people on the podcast, I usually then come away thinking, oh, here's an idea, and here's an idea, and here's something that could be done. So I was in an inspired kind of fashion. And then you really at LangFest accommodated us very much, because I felt a bit cheeky. We emailed you out of nowhere and went, actually, do you know what? Kerstin's going to not do what she said. Kerstin's going to do the same thing as Maria. And what we're offering now is a double, and we asked you to give us a double slot to have the time. So we're offering a double slot. I think it's on Sunday morning, right?
No, it's on Saturday.
Saturday morning.
Yes, Saturday morning.
Yeah, so it's going to be like a joint workshop. But we're excited, right, Maria?
Yeah, I am very, very excited.
Well, so I mean, I'm reading the summary of your the description. I'm going art and expression and languages. I mean, we at LangFest, what we want to do is we want to really widen the scope and try to reach as many people as possible in terms of scope, and not try to go too deep in a very specific tight area. So something that's original, that we don't hear often. It's not the maintain 10 languages at once, or hack languages in 2 weeks, or we have that kind of stuff also, but we don't want everything to be all about just learning language the fast way, or so things like, when we hear about different types of original ideas, it really catches our eyes. So what I'll let you guys talk about. What are you guys planning for us at LangFest?
Well, I think it's going to be interesting, is because Kerstin and I, we are quite different, as we were mentioning. So the approach we are going to have is probably going to be different. We are going to be, but the essence is going to be the same. We are going to ask people to find their own voice in the language, writing and speaking, and finding a way, to express themselves.
There's a real, I feel like there's a real, you've just talked about this, like how to learn a language really quickly, or how to learn 10 languages in this time, or how to master your memory. There's a real technicality that we often think about with language learning, and it inspires us to come at it from a different way, and come at it from the different angle of saying, well, what is it that you truly want to express? What is it that like, languages are about connecting. Languages are about finding. The most frustrating thing in a foreign language is when you can't quite bring your point across, or you can't quite say what it is that you're desperate to say. So I think what Maria brings really is this the impulse of creative writing, poetry, and this what we often think of as formal language for like advanced people. Making that accessible to a learner is something that Maria has approached and has talked about approaching in a way I've never heard before, and I had to re-examine my own ideas about a lot of it. So I'm super excited about that. And we are, like Maria says, we're going to invite, it's an interactive workshop, or active anyway. So ideally, when you come, we're not quite going to have you like sitting on your behind waiting for, waiting for enlightenment to come. But it's actually about trying, just giving it a go, just trying to do something maybe you've never done. And then in part 2, I'll see if we can take it a little bit further if you want, with the public speaking side of things, because I think public speaking, doing that well and developing the confidence for that is something that actually has a lot in common with the desire that we have to speak another language, the desire that we have to be at ease in a high stakes situation. And there are techniques that you can practice from public speaking, and there are obviously practicing overcoming your courage is going to benefit you immensely. So if you've got nerves when you're speaking a foreign language, I think you should come to our workshop, because afterwards you'll come out thinking, well, the world didn't end.
So here's something.
Hey, that's my pitch. It's going to be horrible. No, but you're going to love it.
Well, so here's the thing. At the very beginning of this our discussion, Maria mentioned she's an introvert, and I hear this a lot. How to have introverts open up and learn languages. Sometimes we sort of feel that introversion and language learning is sort of don't go together, because you have to speak to people, and is this a program for people, for introverts? Do you think is this something that's going to be difficult for people who are shy, or?
Well, I'm shy, for one. I'm an introvert, and that's why I think introverts approach language learning in a different way. Mm-hmm. We don't want to talk as much. We don't want to talk in big groups as much. Mm-hmm. But what we do very well is introspection. We think a lot. We want to write a lot. We approach the language in a different way. Maybe the speaking is going to come later on, mm-hmm. when we really have a deep understanding on other areas. We approach, I think, from the inside out. Okay. We start thinking about ourselves. We talk to ourselves. We write. We journal a lot. That's a different approach.
Okay.
And that's what is going to come from my part. I am sure that no introvert is going to feel, or maybe a little bit scared. Maybe, because we're still talking about maybe tapping your emotions and your thoughts, because poetry might be a part of it if someone feels interested in doing poetry or other things. But we are going to ask people to write in a way that is a bit different, creative writing, basically.
Nice.
That is going to be for the introverts. I think the introverts are going to have a really good time.
And I'm crazy extroverted. You might have noticed. But
no.
for it's not like I don't even try. The thing that's difficult for an extrovert, I think, that this challenges. I really like that we've got two balances here. Sometimes it can be very difficult to be careful with your words when you're very extrovert.
Mm-hmm.
Because you say things, you blurt things out, you don't even know what you're saying. With foreign languages, it often comes in handy because, there's no way to know what you're saying anyway. But sometimes, but as a whole, like I often find myself, you say things, like my challenge is being more careful and being specific and really thinking about my words. And I think this brings something out sometimes. in a fascinating way. So no matter where you are on that spectrum, I think you get something out of this. You can find your challenge zone and your comfort zone. And really thinking about my words, and I think this brings
Okay,
something out.
hang on. I think we're having a little bit of a technical issue here. Let me. I'm trying to see. Maria, can you speak a little bit? Just say hello.
Hello.
Hang on.
Yeah, hello.
I think we're having a little bit of a technical issue here. Okay, let me a minute. I'm trying to see. Maria, can you speak a little bit? Just say hello.
Hello.
Oh.
Yeah, hello.
Okay, no, it's working. It's working. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Okay, so I cut you off there, Kerstin. Sorry about that. And also, Kerstin, could you raise your mic just a little bit? I think we're.
Yeah. Does this do anything for you?
Or maybe being closer to the mic.
I can't get closer than this. This is what. Are you telling me to speak louder? What?
I'm telling you to be more extroverted. Okay.
No, yeah, I was gonna say this day is going down in history. That's never happened before. Okay, right now I'm too loud. You're welcome.
So
I'll try my best.
So where were we? So we were saying this program's going to be, well, I'm sure it's not just for introverts. It's definitely for everybody. And what about the levels? Is this going to be, quite advanced? Do you think anybody who has no, well, most people will have experience in language learning, but even people who's only learning their second language, or they don't feel very confident, speaking in another language, is this something that we should join and learn from you guys?
Yeah, I'd say it's for any level, because each one is going to approach the language from the knowledge they have. So,
and to be honest, we all have at least one language to work with.
yeah.
And I'm certainly not going to judge people on which language they use or when it entered their life. And if it was at birth, that's cool.
Oh, good. Oh, good. So, Montreal, when are you guys arriving early to?
I am. I cannot wait. So one of the reasons, other than participating in LangFest, was visiting Canada for me. So I am going to be there for over 2 weeks, moving around and exploring.
Really? This is the first. Is this your first time in Montreal?
Yes.
Is this your first time in Quebec or in Canada?
In Canada. It's my first time in Canada. So yeah.
Wow, it's an honor. First time you come to Canada, you come to our event. It's definitely an honor. You guys heard that we will be at the University of Montreal for the first time this year. We had been working at the Concordia University for the past 3 years, but this year we decided to, switch gears, and not because Concordia treated us bad. It's definitely the opposite. We had a great time in Concordia, but now we're going to try something else. Going to be in the French University, and I know Maria, you speak French, right?
Yes, so I really cannot wait.
Well, I don't know if you have any Quebecer friends, but the accent is different, with the vocabulary is a little bit different, but I'm sure you'll have fun assimilating the new language. I guess it's sort of a new language, and new food, poutine, and different food to try out in Montreal.
Oh, I love Montreal. It's such a beautiful city.
It is, I
can't wait to be back.
It is a very culturally diverse city. I think, in North America, I mean, I can't think of a more culturally, not just culturally diverse, because many cities, New York and Toronto, we have many culturally diverse cities. But I just sort of feel that it's got that real blend of, European and very different, even Asians and South Americans, but blending well. I mean, I don't want to judge on other cities, but definitely I feel Montreal is that place where you really don't feel like a foreigner, regardless of your skin color or regardless of the language you speak. Maybe that's just my opinion, but I love Montreal. And Kerstin, do you have any plans to? You still haven't booked your ticket. You might as well arrive early.
Oh my God. I know I want to attend another event in conjunction with, like, well, you know, once you're across the pond,
well,
you
you
want
might
to
as well
make the most. Yeah, exactly. But I have two that I'm looking at, and one has got this weird ticketing thing where they do a ticket lottery and you've got to wait and see if you've been allocated a ticket. And I don't know yet. So, but one's in Orlando and the other one's in Portland. So I can't book my travel until I know. And I don't know, I'm very much a last minute kind of organizer, but the solid point in my travel plans is Montreal. So I already knew that. And the things that I can sort out, you know, the little things like get your what is it called? Your ESTA.
Oh, you need an ESTA.
Yeah. So just that kind of, you know, the paperwork, I've got all that. So I'm like, I'm ready to book. Just gotta wait until I know. I think I'm gonna cut off a deadline and just do it. I either Orlando or Portland. I mean, I can't wait.
All right.
And just Montreal, man.
Have you guys taken a look at our website? We've got all our speakers' biographies out. Yours is out, definitely. And you guys saw that we have two keynote speakers, David J. Peterson and Mark Okren. They're going to be talking about. Oh, there you go. That's the reaction I wanted.
Yeah. Super exciting. I was trying to get my husband excited, and he's just there. The Klingon, so that sold it to him as well.
So he's gonna come?
No, he doesn't. Well, he doesn't like aeroplane flying. He really. I mean, no,
what kind of flying does he like?
I don't think he likes neither planes nor flying. So it's a hard sell. But no, well done. Like really, really great lineup. And Gretchen McCulloch is coming.
Yep.
From
that's right. We almost had her last year, but yeah.
You've made her clash with us. So if you could please like move her to a slot where we can.
Uh-oh.
Amazing lineup again, like as always. And Tetsu, will you be doing the impromptu like YouTube/podcast studio? Because I was hoping to bring my mic and interview a few people.
Definitely bring it. We'll
awesome.
have that. We'll have that. This banner, somewhere in the lobby, and you guys can do what you need. We'll have internet and find participants, speakers, and get them on your channel.
Perfect. I will. Yeah, get them on the Fluent Show.
Yeah. And Maria, again, a great honor to have you in our lineup. Thank you very much for accepting to present at LangFest. And I definitely hope that this will be, it's going to be your first collaboration, but from there spark something magical. And that's what I always tell people. LangFest is not, it's not just a place to just chat. I mean, it's that also, but it's a place where people get together and sort of spawn ideas and it's just that thing. You meet a lot online and you talk, have these tutors and students and teachers and whatnot. But when you meet in person, it's that different vibe, and that sparks something different. And our sponsors too. I mean, we have our sponsors come and they sit together at the LangFest dinner, and not as competitors, but as collaborators and sharing ideas. That's what we love about getting everybody together in one site. So not just you two, you'll have different folks and get to learn, meet new people. So definitely welcome. I hope you guys are looking forward to that. And any last words before we draw this to a close?
I'll bring some Fluent Show stickers.
Good. And Maria, hope you.
I don't have anything. I don't have anything else to say. I'm excited. I cannot wait. Yeah.
All right. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'll do a last little bit before we go. Once again, just remind everybody, August 23rd to 25th at Université de Montréal this year, not at Concordia University. I know some people tried to book places close to the Concordia University, but this year it's at Université de Montréal. And August 23rd is that night we'll have a special event at night. It's called the Language Creators Night, where we'll have David J. Peterson and Marco Okren together on the same stage. So you guys are not the only ones teaming up there. These guys are teaming up to produce something. I don't even know what yet, but they're going to be producing something very special for us. And they'll also be doing a Dothraki workshop and a Klingon workshop. That's separately on over the weekend. So so for folks who like Game of Thrones and Star Trek, this is good news. And also folks who like constructed languages, including Esperanto and all the other ones, this is also, I think, a fun event. So definitely look forward to that. And all new information will be on langfest.org. And otherwise, we'll see you next week then. Okay, thank you too. See you.
Bye.
Bye.